entity since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcements for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Miss Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr. Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after viewing our program. The following families would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. The family of Minister Roosevelt Tony Wisby of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Miss Tabitha Michelle Mann of Americus, Georgia. Would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement. Minister Roosevelt Tony Wisby, age 70, of 1309 East 8th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Friday, July 18th at his residence. The funeral service for Minister Roosevelt Tony Wisby was held Saturday, July 26th in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. His pastor, Dr. Dorothy Johnson, pastor of Bread of Life Ministry, officiated. The burial followed at Sunnyside Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Gail Wesley Wisby of Cordele, Georgia, his beloved son, Mr. Derek Wisby, and his wife, Mrs. Elise Wisby of Hampton, Georgia, a beloved grandson, Mr. Jaden Spradlin, his loving and devoted mother, Mrs. Grace Williams Moore of Macon, Georgia, his loving sisters, Mrs. Brenda Burton and Mrs. Linda Burton, both of Macon, Georgia, a beloved brother, Mr. Reuben Burton of Macon, Georgia, a host of nieces and nephews, many cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Minister Roosevelt Tony Wisby, age 70, of 1309 East 8th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. Ms. Tabitha Michelle Mann, age 56, of 1406 Lafayette Street, Americus, Georgia, died Monday, July 14th at the Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for Ms. Tabitha Michelle Mann was held Saturday, July 26th in the sanctuary of the Friendship Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Bishop Melvin McCluster, officiated. The burial followed at the Eastview Cemetery in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Ms. Shamika Barron and Ms. Exana Barron of Jonesboro, Georgia, Ms. Deatra Mann of Warner Robins, Georgia, Ms. Ashana Mann and Ms. Malaysia Mann of Americus, Georgia. 10 beloved grandchildren. Her loving sisters, Mrs. Rachel Shonda Blackman, and her husband, Mr. Danny Blackman of Americus, Georgia. Miss Tanya Washington of McDonough, Georgia. Miss Angela Gardner of Americus, Georgia, and Miss Cheryl Henry of Americus, Georgia. Her beloved brothers, Mr. Reginald J. Mann of Americus, Georgia, Mr. Darren Mann Sr. of Americus, Georgia, Mr. Greg Mann Sr. of Macon, Georgia, and Mr. Bobby Cobb of Harama, Georgia. Her beloved uncles, Mr. Charles Carter of Americus, Georgia, and Mr. Melvin Carter and his wife, Mrs. Maud Carter of Perry, Florida. Her beloved significant other, Mr. Scotty Green of Americus, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends, to include her devoted friend, Miss Teresa Muntz of Americus, Georgia, survived Miss Tabitha Michelle Mann, age 56, of 1406 Lafayette Street, Americus, Georgia. Again, the family of Minister Roosevelt Tony Wisby of Cordele, Georgia, the family of Miss Tabitha Michelle Mann of Americus, Georgia, would like to thank all of their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The J.W. Williams Funeral Directors, serving Cordele and Vienna, were in charge of these arrangements during the past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regrets that we make the following announcements. Mr. Larry Clements, age 68, of 302 Keaton Street, Vienna, Georgia, died Wednesday, July 23rd at his residence. Survivors include his loving and devoted son, Mr. Roderick Anderson, and his wife, Mrs. Kim Anderson of Dallas, Georgia. 3 beloved grandchildren, Monet, Alana, and RJ. A loving sister, Mrs. Laura Lewis, and her husband, Mr. Donnie Lewis of Vienna, Georgia. A beloved brother, Mr. Glenn Clements, and his wife, Mrs. Tanya Clements of New Orleans, Louisiana. His aunts and uncle, Ms. Dorothy Roach, Ms. Adela Reed, and Mr. Edward Carr, all of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Larry Clements, age 68, of 302 Keaton Street, Vienna, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Larry Clements will be held Saturday, August 2nd at 10 o'clock a.m. in the chapel of the J.W. Williams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The minister selected will officiate it. The public visitation will be Friday, August 1st from 1 until 5 o'clock p.m. at the J.W. Williams Funeral Home. United States Army veteran, Mr. Gilbert Lamar Lofton, age 63, of 172 East 3rd Street, Araby, Georgia, died Wednesday, July 23rd at his residence. Survivors include his loving and devoted mother, Mother Adeline D. Lofton of Araby, Georgia. A beloved brother, Mr. Jefferson Lofton, and his wife, Mrs. Mary Lofton of Dawson, Georgia. His loving and devoted sisters, Mrs. Ella L. Perry of Vienna, Georgia, Mrs. Brenda Austin, and her husband, Mr. Billy Austin of Fitzgerald, Georgia. and Miss Tania Gilbert and her husband, Dr. Toriana Gilbert of Richmond Hill, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive United States Army veteran Mr. Gilbert Lamar Lofton, age 63, of 172 East 3rd Street, Arabi, Georgia. The funeral service with military honors for United States Army veteran Mr. Gilbert Lamar Lofton will be held Saturday, August 2nd at 2:00 p.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be held on Friday, August 1st from 1 until 5:00 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Retired educator Reverend Easton Ray Lawrence, age 82, of 104 Georgia Highway 27th East, Americus, Georgia, died Sunday, June 22nd at the Phoebe Sumter Hospital in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Barbara Patricia Lawrence, his loving and devoted children, Mr. Everton Lawrence, Mr. Emerson Lawrence, Mr. Irvin Lawrence, and Mrs. Emily Simpson, his beloved grandchildren and great-grandchildren, 8 loving siblings, a host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive retired educator Reverend Easton Ray Lawrence, age 82, of 104 Georgia Highway 27th East, Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for retired educator Reverend Easton Ray Lawrence will be held on Saturday, August 2nd at 11:00 a.m. in the sanctuary of the Sudbury Baptist Church in Montego Bay, Jamaica. The burial will follow at the Lawrence Family Cemetery in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Mrs. Carrie Lee Youngblood McCormick, age 80, of 1177 Railroad Avenue, Rochelle, Georgia, died Tuesday, July 22nd at her residence. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mr. Wayne McCormick and his companion, Mr. Everett Wilson, Ms. Deborah McCormick, and Mr. Sedward McCormick, all of Rochelle, Georgia. 4 beloved grandchildren, her loving sisters, Mrs. Leela Mae Youngblood Gibson, Mrs. Violet Youngblood Lester, and Mrs. Mamie Lee Youngblood Grace, all of Rochelle, Georgia. Her beloved brothers, Mr. Eddie Youngblood and his wife, Mrs. Ruby Youngblood, and Mr. Willie Youngblood, both of Rochelle, Georgia. A beloved aunt, Mrs. Esther B. West of Pitch, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends to include Miss Barbara Benjamin and family of Rochelle, Georgia, survived Mrs. Carrie Lee Youngblood McCormick, age 80, of 1177 Railroad Avenue, Rochelle, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Carrie Lee Youngblood McCormick will be held Sunday, August 3rd at 12:00 noon in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The minister selected will officiate. The burial will follow at the Mount Air Church Cemetery in Pineview, Georgia. The public visitation will be Saturday, August 2nd from 1 until 5:00 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Deacon James Palmer, age 89, of 406 of 902 Joe Wright Drive, Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, July 24th at his residence in Miami, Florida. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Mr. Edward James Palmer and his wife, Mrs. Mary Palmer, Mr. Willie James Palmer, Mrs. Mary E. Coleman and her husband, Mr. Raymond Coleman, and Miss Brenda Palmer, all of Cordele, Georgia. Miss Angela Ritchie Taylor and her husband, Mr. Willie Taylor of Avon Park, Florida. Ms. Wanda Ritchie of Orangeburg, South Carolina. Mr. David Ritchie Jr. and his wife, Mrs. Robin Ritchie of Miami Gardens, Florida. Mr. Dwight Ritchie, Mr. Nicholas Ritchie and his wife, Mrs. Tanya Ritchie, Mr. Elliot Ritchie and his wife, Mrs. Stacy Ritchie, and Dr. Alicia Ritchie, all of Miami, Florida. Mr. Alfonso Ritchie and his wife, Ms. Tamara Ritchie of Hollywood, Florida, and Ms. Marianne Ritchie of Miramar, Florida. A host of grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. His loving sisters, Mrs. Barbara Jean McLeod of Durham, North Carolina, Mrs. Frances Thingpen and her husband, Mr. E.J. Thingpen of Parkland, Florida, Mrs. Virginia Harris and her husband, Mr. Ronald Harris of Centerville, Georgia, and Mrs. Annie M. Lester of Detroit, Michigan. His beloved brothers, Mr. Robert Clark and his wife, Mrs. Louise Clark of Newark, New Jersey. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Deacon James Palmer, age 89, of 902 South Joe Wright Drive, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Deacon James Palmer will be held Friday, August 8th at 10 o'clock a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The minister selected will officiate. The burial will follow at the Pleasant Hill Church Cemetery in Byronville, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Thursday, August 7th from 1 until 5 o'clock p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. The Jwwilliams Funeral Directors of Cordele and Vienna are in charge of these arrangements during this week. And now for our outer area funeral announcement with local ties. Retired educator Mrs. Annie Louise Harris Bankston, formerly of Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, July 17th in Miami, Florida. The funeral service will be held on Friday, August 1st at the Gregg Chapel AME Church in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Locally, she is survived by Mr. Donald Harris, Mr. Darrell Harris, and Mr. Alvin Harris Jr. The Davis Watkins Funeral Home is in charge of all arrangements. Friends, that concludes our funeral announcements for this morning. As always at this time, we would like to remind you concerning advanced funeral planning that's available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. If you have questions or concerns in reference to advanced funeral planning, please give us a call and we'll be so happy to schedule an appointment to sit down and talk with you and answer any questions that you might have in regards to advanced funeral planning. We'd also like to remind you that whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. So again, we have a licensed funeral insurance agent on staff. And if you have questions or concern in reference to advanced funeral planning or whole life insurance, please stop by and we'll be so happy to answer any questions that you might have at that time. And now for announcements. The New Provisor Baptist Church of Albany will be having its revival service, and it will begin on July 30th and continue through August 4th at 7 p.m. each evening. Brother Willard Weston of Dawson, Georgia, will be the guest evangelist for the week. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend Donnie Ray Hall Sr., pastor. The Bay Point CME Church annual revival will begin on Monday, July 28th through Wednesday, July 30th. Our program will be Monday, Faith Memorial CME Church, New Bethel CME Church of Pinehurst, Mount Olive Baptist Church, Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, New Bethel CME Church of Cordele, Ebenezer CME Church. Reverend Eddie Grant will deliver the message. On Tuesday, Byron Chapel CME Church, Mount Zion CME Church, Turkey Creek Baptist Church, Rocky Mount CME Church, Reedy Branch Baptist Church, and the Unadilla CME Church. Reverend Andre Mathis will deliver the message. Wednesday, Macedonia Baptist Church, New Bethel Baptist Church of Dooley, Little Creek Baptist Church, Shady Road CME Church, Halls Chapel CME Church, and Mount Pleasant Travel Rest Church. Reverend Lewis Burton will deliver the message. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Sister Elaine Leggett is the secretary. Stuart Lawrence Leggett is the chairman of stewards. Reverend Tangela Azubia is the pastor. The Big Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Unadilla annual homecoming will be on Sunday, today, July 27th at 11 o'clock a.m. The Mount Sela Baptist Church of Hawkinsville and Dr. A. Keith Green will be in charge of the service. The revival services will continue on Monday, July 28th through Wednesday, July 30th at 7 o'clock p.m. Our program will be Monday, Mall CME Church of Jeffersonville and Dr. Monica Braswell. Tuesday, Pleasant Valley Baptist Church of Pinehurst and Dr. Beverly Bolden. Wednesday, Sandy Grove Baptist Church of Evergreen, Alabama and Dr. Keanthony Brooks. Sister LaChina Whitehead is the church secretary. Deacon Wilbur Whitehead is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Lucius Albritton is the pastor. The Pleasant Hill Baptist Church of Bonneville revival will begin on Tuesday, July 29th through Thursday, July 31st at 7 o'clock p.m. Reverend Rowdy Duncan will be the revivalist. The following churches are on the program. Tuesday, Corinth Baptist Church and Choir, Creek Baptist Church, Zion Hill Baptist Church, New Bethel of Dooling, Reedy Branch, New Hope Baptist Church, Rocky Mount Baptist Church, and Second Salem Baptist Church. Wednesday, Magnolia Baptist Church and Choir, Bethlehem Baptist Church, Shady Grove Baptist Church of Buena Vista, Mount Olive Baptist Church, Shady Grove Baptist Church of Ideal, Turkey Creek Baptist Church, and New Poplar Spring. Thursday, Union Baptist Church, First Salem Baptist Church, Evergreen Baptist Church, Poplar Spring Baptist Church, Zion Grove Baptist Church, Bay Point CME Church, Little Poplar Spring Baptist Church, and Union Baptist Church. Homecoming will be observed on Sunday, August 3rd at 11 o'clock a.m. along with the morning service. Sister Gloria Lucas is the reporter. Deacon Jimmy Redding is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Rowdy Duncan is the pastor. The St. Mark Baptist Church of Vienna annual revival will begin on Tuesday, July 29th through Thursday, July 31st at 7 o'clock p.m. Reverend Willie Green, pastor of the Forest Chapel Baptist Church, will be the revivalist. The services will climax with the annual mission program on Sunday, August 3rd at 2 o'clock p.m. Reverend Dion Jones, pastor assistant of the New Oak Grove Baptist Church, will be the guest speaker. Deacon Albert King is the chairman of deacons. Reverend James Jordan Sr. is the pastor. The Lebanon Baptist Church of Vienna, Georgia, annual revival will be on Tuesday, August 5th through Thursday, August 7th at 7:30 p.m. Our program will be Tuesday, the Pleasant Valley Baptist Church and Dr. Beverly Bolden. Wednesday, Free Providence Baptist Church of Tippettville, Spring Hill Baptist Church of Pinehurst, and Reverend Choice Cobb Sr. Thursday, Little Creek Baptist Church and Reverend Freddie Golphin. The revival will climax on Sunday, August 10th at 2:30 p.m. Sister Aurelia Oliver is the secretary. Deacon Harry Card is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Richard Hayes is the pastor. The Friendship Baptist Church of Vienna annual homecoming will be on Sunday, August 10th, with morning service at 12 o'clock noon. Reverend Lewis Harrell of the New Hope Baptist Church Perry will be the speaker. Reverend Gregory Williams, pastor of the Emmanuel Baptist Church, will be the revivalist. The following churches will be their nightly guests. Monday, Camp Creek Baptist Church, Brown Chapel Baptist Church, Mount Moriah Baptist Church, and the Forest Chapel Baptist Church. Tuesday, Pleasant Valley Baptist Church, Spring Hill Baptist Church, Free Providence Baptist Church, and Ebenezer Baptist Church. Wednesday, New Hope Baptist Church, Beautiful Zion Baptist Church, St. Mark Baptist Church, and Emmanuel Baptist Church. Sister Cassandra Askew is the secretary. Mother Nanny Burke is the church mother. Reverend Joseph Atkins is the pastor. The New Poplar Springs Baptist Church of Bonneville invites everyone to worship with them this morning, beginning at 9:45 a.m. Then you may join them each Wednesday via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The St. Mark AME Church of Plains, Georgia homecoming celebration will begin this morning at 11 o'clock a.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend Shirley Straughter is the pastor. The New St. Paul Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia, three-night revival will be on Tuesday, July 29th through Thursday, July 31st at 7 o'clock p.m. Pastor James Turner of the St. Paul and First Baptist Church, Shorterville, Alabama, will be the revivalist. Homecoming services will be observed on Sunday, August 3rd, with Sunday school beginning at 10 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Wilbert Sims is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Michael Walker is the pastor. The New Ebenezer Baptist Church of Americus will have the installation service for its pastor, Reverend Willie James Felton, on Sunday, August 3rd at 2 o'clock p.m. Deacon Jeffrey Hall is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Willie James Felton, pastor-elect. The Jerusalem Baptist Church of Ellerville, Georgia, church anniversary revival will begin on Tuesday, August 5th through Thursday, August 7th at 7 o'clock p.m. The guest speakers for the services throughout the week will be Reverend Christopher Perry, Minister Charlene Aldridge, and Dr. Dwayne Daniels. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Dr. Deanne Holsey is the pastor. The Antioch Baptist Church of America's annual revival service will be on Tuesday, July 29th through Thursday, July 31st at 7 o'clock p.m. The following churches will be their nightly guests. On Tuesday, Ebenezer Baptist Church of Ellerville and Pastor William Mann. Wednesday, Whole Truth International Ministries of Americas and Overseer George F. Muntz. Thursday, Friendship Baptist Church of Americas and Bishop Melvin McCluster. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon David Laster Sr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Ricky Cladd is the pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church of Cordial annual revival will climax today, Sunday, July 27th at 2 o'clock p.m. The beautiful Zion Baptist Church and choir will be in charge of the service. Mother Elaine Bryant, church mother, Deacon Xavier Bryant, chairman of deacons, Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. The Mount Bethel Baptist Church of the Pena Community annual revival will begin on Wednesday, July 29th through Friday, August 1st at 7 o'clock p.m. Reverend William Brown of Atlanta, Georgia, will be the revivalist. The revival will climax on Sunday, August 3rd. Morning worship service begins at 11:30 a.m. At 1:30 p.m., the Crossroad Baptist Church and Choir, Reverend Lorenzo Martin, will be in charge of the service. Dinner will be served. Mother Ethel Mumphrey is the church mother. Deacon Edward Mumphrey Sr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Dr. Eddie Talbert is the pastor. The Voices of Harmony Community Choir of Albany will observe its 40th choir anniversary this afternoon at 3 o'clock p.m. The celebration will be held at the Third Coyote Baptist Church in Albany, Georgia. The public has a cordial invitation to attend. Mrs. Vatrisa Allen, business manager, Reverend Brian K. Drake is the host pastor. The Greater New Birth Family Outreach Ministry Men's Day program will be observed today, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. The Odom Grove Baptist Church and Pastor Jeff Wilson will be in charge of the service. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Dinner will be served. Pastor Kenneth Bivens is the pastor. You have a cordial invitation to worship at the Mount Olive Baptist Church of Warwick during its revival services, which will begin on Tuesday, July 29th through Thursday, July 31st. Reverend Charles McDonald will be the revivalist. On program, their nightly guests will be Tuesday, Little Rock Baptist Church, Fort Early Baptist Church, William Grove Baptist Church, and Mount Moriah Baptist Church. Wednesday, Beautiful Zion Baptist Church, St. James Baptist Church, Crossroad Baptist Church, and Zion Hope Baptist Church. Thursday, New Hope Baptist Church, Zion Grove Baptist Church, Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, and the Mount Early Baptist Church. The Fort Early Baptist Church. Homecoming services will be observed on Sunday, August 3rd at 10 o'clock a.m. The pastor, Bishop J. Melton, will deliver the message. Dinner will be served. Sister Willie M. Walker, church mother. Deacon Lindbergh Williams Jr., chairman of deacons. Bishop J. Milton is the pastor. The Macedonia Baptist Church of the Drayton Community pre-homecoming cookout picnic will be observed on Saturday, August 2nd at 2 o'clock p.m. The Macedonia Baptist Church annual homecoming will be observed on Sunday, August 3rd at 11 o'clock a.m. Dinner will be served. Sister Alice Bryant, secretary. Deacon Henry Bryant Jr., chairman of deacons. Reverend Gregory A. Moy Sr. is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church annual revival services will begin on Tuesday, August 5th through Thursday, August 7th at 7 o'clock p.m. Reverend Colby McKenzie, pastor of the Pilgrim Baptist Church of Macon, the Oak Grove Baptist Church of Billingsville, and the Magnolia Baptist Church of Montezuma will be the revivalists. The revival will climax on Sunday, August 10th during the morning worship service beginning at 10:30 a.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Johnny Wilson, chairman of deacons, Reverend Cecil Straughter is the pastor. The Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church annual revival will begin on Friday, August 8th at 7 o'clock p.m. The Beulah Land Baptist Church and Dr. Dwayne Daniels will be the guests. The revival will climax on Sunday, August 10th at 10:30 a.m. The pastor, Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook, will deliver the message. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church revival service will begin on Wednesday, August 13th through Friday, August 15th at 7 o'clock p.m. The following churches will be their guests. Wednesday, Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church and Dr. K.M. Williams. Thursday, Beulah Land Baptist Church and Dr. Dwayne Daniels. Friday, Gethsemane Baptist Church and Reverend Cecil Straughter. Deacon Alonzo Jones is the chairman of deacons. Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The historic Gillespie Selden Institute will host its 22nd biennial school reunion during the week of August 7th through 10th at the Gillespie Selden Auditorium. This announcement is an effort to gear the community to get the community involved. If you are interested in participating in any of the activities that will be taking place, please contact the local alumni president, Mrs. Jean Oliver Burks, and you may contact her by calling 229-886-7158. Again, that's Mrs. Jean Oliver Burks at 229-886-7158. You're cordially invited to worship at the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 9:30 a.m. You're cordially invited to share with them during their midday prayer conference at 12 o'clock noon on Tuesdays, and prayer meeting and Bible study on Thursdays at 6 o'clock p.m. Mother Mary Henderson, Church Mother, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Chairman of Deacons, Dr. Jwwilliams is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. William worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones, Chairman. Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church will have worship service this morning beginning at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, Church Mother, Deacon Zachary Fields, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Joseph Hagenbrook is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the beautiful Zion Baptist Church this morning. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Mother Donna Mae Childs, Church Mother, Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church invites you to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10:30 a.m., worship service at 11:30 a.m. Deacon Xavier Bryan Sr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Emmanuel Missionary Baptist Church today. Sunday school at 10 o'clock a.m., worship service at 11:15 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother William McGill, Church Mother, Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. The Evergreen Baptist Church of Rochelle invites everyone to worship with them on their second Sunday worship service beginning at 11:30 a.m. Reverend Sean Philpott is the pastor. Temple of Praise Church of God by Faith of Cordele invites everyone to worship with them each Sunday, with Sunday school beginning at 10 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 11:15 a.m., and you may join them live on Facebook each Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Wednesday Bible study is held at 7 o'clock p.m. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. You have a cordial invitation to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m., morning worship at 10:45 a.m. You also may join us each Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. for our weekly Bible study. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. Friends, that concludes our announcements for this morning. We do ask that you will bear all of our announcements in mind. And as we continue this morning with our dedications, our first selection this morning is dedicated in loving memory of Miss Mary Appling, affectionately known to many of us as Miss Jelly, who would have celebrated her birthday today, July 27th. Also in loving memory of Mr. Dick Lewis, who would have celebrated his birthday on July 28th. Dedications were requested by Mr. Frederick Lewis and the entire Appling and Lewis family. In loving memory of Ms. Laura Weaver, who has celebrated her birthday on July 27th. Dedication requested by the family. In loving memory of Ms. Geneva Kellogg, who would have celebrated her birthday on July 29th. Dedication requested by the Kellogg family. In loving memory of Mr. Marvin Clark, who departed this life July 29, 1998. Dedication requested by the Clark and Oliver family. Precious memories linger still. And love and memory of Deacon Leonard Gary, who departed this life July 30th, 1983. Dedication requested by the Gary family. And love and memory of Mrs. Minnie Farrington, who departed this life July 30th, 1999. Dedication requested by the Farrington family. And love and memory of Miss Sandra Faye Green, who departed this life July 29, 2024. Dedication requested by the Green family, as well as the members of the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church. We'd like to take this opportunity to wish a very special happy 44th wedding anniversary to Mr. Charles and Mrs. Geraldine Putman, who will celebrate their 44th wedding anniversary on Monday, July 28th. Dedication requested by their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and the entire Putman family. We pray that God will continue to bless your union and keep it strong. We'd also like to take this opportunity to wish a very special happy birthday to Mr. Roman Epps, who celebrated his birthday on Monday, July 21st. Dedication requested by the Lawton and Epps family. Happy birthday to Mr. Tony Daniels, who celebrated his birthday on Saturday, July 26th. Dedication requested by the Daniels family. Happy birthday to Mr. Arthur Simmons, who is celebrating his birthday today, July 27th. Dedication requested by the family. Happy birthday to Mrs. Lizzie Jordan, who is celebrating her birthday today. Dedication requested by her husband, her children, and the entire Hamilton and Jordan family. Happy birthday, Miss Liz. We pray that God will bless you to see many, many more. Happy birthday to Mrs. Mary Wilson Lane, who will celebrate her birthday on Friday, August 1st. Dedication requested by the Lane family, as well as the members of the Gethsemane Missionary Baptist Church. All pause and say happy birthday to Mrs. Mary E. Wilson Lane. This lecture this morning is also being dedicated to Dr. and Mrs. Eddie Talbert and family, for Mrs. Leela Westbrook and family, for Ms. Martha Mobley and family, Deacon and Mrs. Norman Fields and family, Ms. Jessie Colson and family, Ms. Deborah Dawson and family, for Ms. Chastity Green and family, Mr. Johnny Dawson and family, Mr. Stephen Dawson and family, for Mr. Lester Williams and family of Ashburn, Georgia, Mr. Artis Dawson and family, Mr. Ross Williams and family. This lecture this morning is also being dedicated to Mrs. Johnny Mae Westbrook and family, for Reverend Artist and Minister LaShawn Westbrook, who are celebrating their 10th wedding anniversary. We pray continued blessings upon them and their union as well. Mr. and Mrs. Mark Henderson and family, for Mrs. Monica Westbrook and family, Mr. and Mrs. Bruce Hamilton and family, Mr. Malcolm Mincy and family, for Mother Willie Mae Walker and family, Mrs. Annie Peterson and family, for Mr. and Mrs. Greg Peterson and family, Mr. and Mrs. Chris Wheeler and family, Reverend Eddie and Mrs. Gloria Gantz and family, Dr. Bobby and Mrs. Melba West and family, for Reverend Kenneth and Mrs. Valerie Tukes and family, for Mrs. Murtis Evans and family, for Miss Thelma Williams and family, Miss Sheila Thorpe and family, Miss Mary Lee Holmes of Americus, Georgia, Miss Pearlie Anderson and family of Dawson, Georgia, Mr. Jake and Mrs. Mary Reese of DeSoto, Georgia, for Deacon and Mrs. Silas Dowdell and family, for Miss Jackie Lattimore and family, Mr. Peyton Lango and family, Miss Erling Salas and family, for Mr. Mike Denard and family, for Miss Mary Hill and family, Miss Mary Minion and family, for Mother Willie Mae Leary and the entire Leary family. This lecture this morning is also being dedicated to all those who are preparing to go back to school. As our children are preparing to go back to school this week, we dedicate our program in this next selection to all of our educators who are preparing to go back into the school system, as well as our children who will be going back to school here in Chris County this week. Our first selection this morning. Our next selection this morning is dedicated to Stuart Lonnie Barrett and family, for Minister Larry and Ms. Lula Spears and family, and the entire Spears family, for Ms. Barbara Wilson and family, Mr. and Ms. Keith Wilson and family, Deacon and Mrs. Marlon Paul and family, for Ms. Renee Kellogg and family, for Ms. Mary Pounds and family, and the entire Pounds family, for the Mercer family, for Ms. Wilhelmina Williams and family, for Deacon and Mrs. Bobby James and family. The selection this morning is also being dedicated to selection is also being dedicated this morning to the Johnson family. We dedicate the selection this morning to the Fields family, to the MacArthur family. This selection this morning is also being dedicated to the McWilliams family. We dedicate the selection to the Jackson family this morning. Again, the selection is being dedicated to Ms. Cynthia Pollock and family, Reverend and Mrs. Willie E. Lockett and family, for Mother Van Esther Colson and family, for Ms. Ruby Colson and family, for Reverend Ivory and Mrs. Dorothy Corbin and family, for Minister John and Ms. Carrie Holmes and family. Selection this morning is also being dedicated to Ms. Thelma Porter and family, for Ms. Janie Porter and family. Also this morning, this selection is being dedicated to the Feeders family this morning. It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcements. Mr. Larry Clements, age 68, of 302 Keaton Street, Vienna, Georgia, died Wednesday, July 23rd at his residence. The funeral service for Mr. Larry Clements will be held Saturday, August 2nd at 10 o'clock a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The minister selected will officiate. The public visitation will be Friday, August 1st from 1 until 5 o'clock p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. United States Army veteran Mr. Gilbert Lamar Lofton, age 63, of 172 East 3rd Street, Araby, Georgia, died Wednesday, July 23rd at his residence. The funeral service with military honors for United States Army veteran Mr. Gilbert Lamar Lofton will be held Saturday, August 2nd at 2 o'clock p.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be held on Friday, August 1st from 1 until 5 o'clock p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Retired educator Reverend Easton Ray Lawrence, age 82, of 104 Georgia Highway 27th East, Americus, Georgia, died Sunday, June 22nd at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for retired educator Reverend Easton Ray Lawrence will be held on Saturday, August 2nd in the sanctuary of the Sudbury Baptist Church in Montego Bay, Jamaica. The burial will follow at the Lawrence Family Cemetery in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Mrs. Carrie Lee Youngblood McCormick, age 80, of 1177 Railroad Avenue, Rochelle, Georgia, died Tuesday, July 22nd at her residence. The funeral services for Mrs. Carrie Lee Youngblood McCormick will be held Sunday, August 3rd at 12 o'clock noon in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The minister selected will officiate. The burial will follow at the Mount Air Church Cemetery in Pine View, Georgia. The public visitation will be Saturday, August 2nd from 1 until 5 o'clock p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Deacon James Palmer, age 89, of 902 South Joyride Drive, Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, July 24th at his residence in Miami Gardens, Florida. The funeral service for Deacon James Palmer will be held Friday, August 8th at 10 o'clock a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The minister selected will officiate. The burial will follow at the Pleasant Hill Church Cemetery in Byronville, Georgia. The public visitation will be Thursday, August 7th from 1 until 5 o'clock p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. The Jwwilliams Funeral Directors of Cordele and Vienna are in charge of these arrangements during this week. Our final selection this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Minister Roosevelt Tony Wisby of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Miss Tabitha Michelle Mann of Americus, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Mr. Larry Clements of Vienna, Georgia. The family of United States Army veteran Mr. Gilbert Lamar Lofton of Araby, Georgia. The family of retired educator Reverend Easton Ray Lawrence of Americus, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Carrie Lee Youngblood McCormick of Rochelle, Georgia. The family of Deacon James Palmer of Cordele, Georgia, and Miami Gardens, Florida. This selection is dedicated to our sick and shut-ins, to all of our patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, rehabilitation centers. This selection is dedicated to our ministers and their spouses and families, as well as our retired educators, to the men and women serving in the armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program each and every Sunday morning. It is a pleasure for us to bring this program to you. Our program this morning in its entirety is dedicated in love and memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. We dedicate our program this morning to our president, CEO, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, and his wife, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, and to their son, John Wilkerson Parker. We also dedicate this lecture this morning to all of our children who are preparing to go back to school this week. We pray blessings upon them as they prepare to start off another school year, and to those educators and to all of those who will be working in our school system. We dedicate our program to you this morning, to our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Brandon Williams, and the staff of the Chris County School System, as well as other school systems in our area. We dedicate our program this morning to you and pray much success as you prepare to embark upon another school year. Program this morning is dedicated to my wife, Minister Kathy Owens, and to our children and grandchildren, to our entire family, and to each of you who have tuned in this Sunday morning. Again, we thank you for sharing with us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning. In your time of need, contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the J.W. Williams Funeral Home.